Today's video, I want to show you why expanding your hero pool actually increases your odds of winning more matches. This game was actually a perfect example because I had 3 different heroes that I used, both for 3 different purposes, and they worked perfectly each time. For starters here, on offense, I'm going to go with my usual favorite and reliable, Psylock, and then I'm going to show you on defense how I changed my strategy around and how I adapt to the enemy team's composition. So first here with Psylock, the reason why I went with her is because she's very mobile, she's very aggressive, and I want to play a more offensive playstyle, going for picks more than I'm trying to brawl. So that being said, we'll jump into it.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Immediately I see someone trying to stall the convoy, so I'm going to try and stop that. And then I get jumped by the Venom and Magik, which honestly was a really excellent play by them. I did not see that coming at all, and their timing on that dive to be at the exact same time is the reason why that was so effective. Knowing that though, now I know who to look out for.
Out of sight.
Immediately, whenever you see like a Venom, a Magik, an Iron Fist, people who are going to dive, especially your backline, you always want to make sure that you are first peeling them and having a DPS mark those heroes so that way your backline can stay alive. Knowing now that's their strategy after that first dive, I'm going to keep a much closer eye on them, and I probably should have been looking around in the beginning in the first place.
What a difference.
You can see there how I immediately went to just peel the Venom and how you see how my Luna back all the way up into the spawn because she can't walk out to help her team until I help that Venom leave. And there, since Strange died, it might have been tempting to go and attack the squishies, but Venom is doing 2 things here. He's not just attacking and distracting my backline, but he's also stalling the payload, so I want to make sure that I get rid of him first.
Step aside. Sayonara. Turn around. That's it.
And I'm not sure if you caught that, but right after I had pushed the Venom out, the Magik dove in on my backline as well and also stalled the convoy. They were doing the great job of cycling who was jumping on the convoy to keep it from moving anywhere. And there, I was mostly hugging cover, trying to apply pressure, waiting for our Strange to respawn. And now that Venom is back in on the backline once again, I'm going to try and shoot him off the cart.
Behold, that child!
I was hoping to use my ult as a defensive tool in order to get the Magik to go away, but unfortunately that didn't work out and she still managed to get a really good ult off. Right now my team is just struggling to regain that momentum, but we really just need to group as 6 and try and fight as a team. You can see me here playing very slow. I'm just trying to wait for my team to fully respawn. I'm not trying to dive into their group without my tanks. I'm waiting for my tanks to go up so they can take space and pull attention and pull aggression off of me.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Here, luckily early on, Magik ended up getting picked, Strange ult didn't end up hitting me, and we ended up getting the Bucky here, which means now we have a really good advantage here that we just need to sort of wait out this support ult and then try and secure more kills afterwards. Once again, you never forget about the Venom. He's always going to keep diving your backline. You always have to keep pushing him off your backline.
I am ready to put on a show.
For mutant kind! You get away! You get away! You get away! together we're
Luckily, because I was there helping peel the Venom and the Magik off of my team, Spidey went to ult the backline and he got a really great ult off, securing 2 kills on the supports. Because they were busy, they also weren't there to help Magik, which meant that she fell over. This is why it's very important to time your aggression at the same time as your allies, so that way it increases your odds of at least one of you getting a pick. But also it helps here because he was able to get their supports and I was able to help keep my supports alive.
you crawled out. This day we prove ourselves worthy.
They've made it halfway! Stop them! Shield. Out of sight. 60 seconds left. Double KO!
After immediately hearing the portal, I knew that Venom and others probably weren't at the portal yet, so seeing 2 on point, I rushed to use my ult as fast as I could, so hopefully I could secure picks before the rest of his team got there. And now I'm going to walk up to the portal and try and apply pressure and body block with my Venom.
That's 3! There's still a chance to stop them! They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
What felt like an eternity being stuck at our own spawn door, we managed to finally push through and up to the first point. A big reason why was because of the fact that it just took us regrouping as 6 to finally regain our momentum and coordinate our attacks better.
We have come to
Better stop that vehicle!
Knowing we have a bit of a numbers advantage here and we're applying pressure better than they are, we want to try and keep up that aggression so that way we can allow our convoy to keep moving up.
Behold! That child! Farewell.
I had immediately turned around to try and see if I could help peel the ulting Magik, but luckily Jeff got a really good eat on her, so he took care of it for me. I also want you to take notice that every time I feel like I need to reload, I always go and find cover and stand behind it and quickly reload before coming back out again.
Your feast has come to an end, then. They've made it halfway! Stop them! Sayonara. This will do nicely.
Having already pulled out the Invisible Woman ult and seeing the Hela ult come out, I just decided to dip and try and get someplace safe so I can wait to re-engage back when my team is ready. That was a quick check to see my team's location and know when it's safe for me to walk back in.
I am ready to put on a show!
Our Meg had just used ult there, and instead of getting a pick on one of the supports, he instead got a pick on the Hela. I know it's really tempting whenever you're playing Mag to try and hit the enemy support who's ulting right now, but if you can secure a kill on anybody else and you know you can secure it, sometimes it's better to go for that person. Because even though it would have been fantastic to stop the ulting Luna, taking out both their DPS here means that they lack a lot of killing potential. So even though the enemy supports are still alive, the enemy team as a whole is a lot less threatening in this moment.
More than I have to.
Now it's just continuing to stagger them one after another. After we got those first 2 initial picks on both DPS, then we started to pressure the enemy back and we started to take out the tanks, the supports, and now the DPS are back so we can take them out again.
I don't have only 60 seconds left. There's still a chance to stop them.
I was originally going to back around the corner and join with my team on the payload and just guard that door, but seeing that Venom was up here, I knew that he was going to dive in and stall them if they were to come out, so I went to follow up on that.
Here they come now. Out of they hit a checkpoint. Now Mike.
Something I want you to notice too is that you always see me rotating from one piece of cover to the next. You see me up here using this area as cover, and then when I want to get a little closer, I come over here to use this area as cover. I am always trying to rotate between different areas of cover, and you're not going to find me standing out in the open for no reason. The only time you might see me attack in the open is when I know that we have a numbers advantage and my odds of dying are extremely low. But always try to be mindful of your rotations and rotate between different areas of cover that you can use.
Here's the time to stop them. Double kill.
I don't want to hit you more than I have to.
Seeing that they were coming out of spawn there, it made it for a really easy ultimate to try and continue to stagger them even longer and buy us a lot of space for the convoy to move up and forward. Here I'm looking to the right to see if I can't help my Venom, and in a moment you'll see it takes me a second to realize they're in their old spawn room.
Sayonara. Better stop that vehicle. This should keep me safe.
You can see me there. I'm merely applying pressure because I don't want Hela to move forward. I don't want her to take space, but I'm being mindful of my cover. I'm not trying to take a fight that I'm not going to win, so I'm just playing near cover, just applying pressure.
Now or never. Stop them. Behold, Darkchild. Don't give them another inch. Or else. A shield. Many thanks. Us gets the way. Stop that vehicle.
You can see I push forward when I feel that we have the advantage, and then when the Hela started to ult, I backed up, I tried to burn her out of the air, and I got her down to a sliver, and I was hoping my team would get the rest, but unfortunately we didn't, but we still managed to survive. And then as I'm pushing up again, I see the enemy Cloak and Dagger ult come out, so now I back up again and give up space. You're always doing that push and pull of a fight. You're going forward when you feel you have the advantage, and you're backing up when you feel it's not safe anymore.
60 seconds left. Disappear! I like the cold.
You get a weapon. You get a weapon. You.
There was a perfect example of them showing aggression and us backing up. And the moment they started to make mistakes and they started to drop, then we start to walk back in because now we know we have an advantage. Hearing Spidey here ult, I know that it's a perfect time for me to ult as well because Spider-Man ult doesn't always wipe everybody that's inside of it. But if we combine both of ours together, it means an instant team wipe and we'll push that convoy the last little bit it needs.
You guys can win some next time.
Down to 30 seconds. The current
After having a really rough start, we managed to pull it together and cap it all the way. But now on defense, me and Mills both decided to go 2 dive tanks here, so that way we can stall the convoy out and just keep it in place as long as we can. Originally, when I first started playing Marvel Rivals, I was basically a Psylock one trick. And I got really, really good at Psylock. But what I've learned through learning other heroes like Captain America is that Captain America works fantastic on convoy maps because of his ability to hold the cart down and get out alive. So my plan with Coach Mills here was that we're going to take turns diving on the cart to try and keep it in place. And we'll use Mag there to anchor so that way we have someplace safe to jump back to.
Enemy ahead.
help get that vehicle to its destination.
Another shield. Thanks.
There, I was originally just trying to keep the convoy from going anywhere and just trying to hold it down and use it as cover as I jiggled around it. But as soon as the Iron Fist dove on me, I immediately had to get out. Iron Fist is actually one of the biggest characters I have a problem with whenever I'm playing Captain America. And what really sucks is they're playing Iron Fist and Wolverine, which is not good for tanks. Luckily still we were able to get a couple of picks here and there, and now I'm going back to just stand on the convoy and keep it from going anywhere.
Sorry, soldier. Stand.
You can see how quickly Iron Fist just absolutely shreds through Captain America, but once I see him dive in my backline, I go to try and help him out. Now that he's dead, it's much safer for me to walk up again. I just have to be very mindful of the Wolverine, but I'm also going to try and fit in a couple of hits here and there so I can charge my ult.
A nice deep freeze. See that? Right there.
And stay down.
Here, seeing that I charged my ult relatively quickly, I'm just popping it early so that way I can buy more time and just keep the convoy locked down without having to worry about needing to jump back for a little bit. Since the point of this strategy isn't necessarily to get kills, it's mostly just to run the clock out, I just wanted to use my ult as soon as I got it so that way I could have more time to charge up the next one.
You're never alone.
I am ready to put on a show.
Remember, whenever an enemy support ult goes off, try and look for the targets that are standing on the outside edges of it, because you might be able to get a pick there, which is a lot easier than trying to aim at the people inside the ultimate.
Get away. Once I get you.
In this moment, I'm starting to question whether or not Captain America is the right pick, especially going into Wolverine and Iron Fist, but with the convoy still not quite pushed up to the first point, I decided to give it one more try.
You think I'm too old for this? Coming through.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Hop back up under this.
Stand down. These come in real handy.
I went around to try and get into position so that way I could prepare to jump onto the convoy, but unfortunately Magik already saw me there and pushed me out, and even though I touched the convoy for a little bit, I couldn't stay for very long. But I'm looking and I see my team walking up now, so now I can rejoin with them.
Almost there. Child.
I see. Coming through. That's
It's in this moment here that I see that I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do, especially between Magik, Iron Fist, and Wolverine. So even though the triple tank strategy works really, really well in most situations, in this specific situation here, I decide to switch.
all right.
Originally, I was thinking about going Psylock, but I noticed that our Magneto switched to Strange, and knowing Magik had the team-up ability, I thought to myself that this was probably a better pick, for three major reasons. First, the team-up ability is really, really powerful, and it also works great to peel enemy DPS. Two, as a DPS, I won't get shredded nearly as much by the Wolverine and the Iron Fist. I can duel them better. And third reason, because of the fact that I'm Magik instead of Psylock, I'm a lot more brawlier, so that means that I can fight around the convoy a lot longer. Because while I've learned that Psylock is great at securing kills, Magik survives a lot longer. And that's really what I need here on defense on convoy.
I got you. The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Just in time.
Just embrace the light.
In this moment, I got a little too aggressive and I should have prioritized my survival a lot more because of the fact that Coach Mills was actually on the convoy, keeping it from going anywhere, and I could have played a bit safer waiting for the right opportunity to go in.
My soul will survive this! Come, my minion!
Us against the world.
I like the cold.
on here.
I was in trouble.
I unleash
Disappear!
Shanti's power.
I don't.
This was really stupid on my part. I saw that the enemy team had support ulted and our Strange had ulted right afterwards, and it actually stopped the Magik outside of the Invisible Woman ult, and then my brain just defaulted saying you should use the team up ability as often as you get it, and I used it, and of course it pulled her back into the support ult. So in hindsight, that was just a really stupid thing to do.
Behold that child! Behold that child!
Double kill.
There, both me and the enemy Magik had ulted at the exact same time, but I went to the convoy to try and take the fight around the convoy because even if I didn't get picks in that moment, I would still be able to stop the convoy from moving anywhere. Meg had a really good bubble saving his teammate, and then I was able to get a pick, but Spidey, seeing what I was doing, followed up by combining our ultimates together, which, just as I did before with him, made it much easier to wipe the enemy team out.
Get that vehicle moving again.
气贯长龙。
A nice deep freeze. Go have fun.
I was in trouble.
Hearing Iron Fist ult, I immediately turned to help my backline out. You see how great it is at being able to pull enemies together and off of your backline. I know I've said it a bunch in the past, but DPS players really need to do a better job at being able to peel. When there's an Iron Fist or a Wolverine on the enemy team, there's no better way to shut them down than having a DPS mark them, because your supports need to focus on healing and your tanks really lose battles against those two. So it's always best to send a duelist to keep them busy so that way the rest of your team stays safe.
Double kill.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Limbo.
Survive this. Need some help. Only 60 seconds left. Get that vehicle moving again. A nice deep freeze.
I don't fear pain. I fear failure.
Fun. Double kill.
Us against the world.
30 seconds.
You saw there at the start of that fight, I used a demon on the back to try and help finish off the Magik, and then as my support ulted, I immediately dove the back line to try and get a pick on one of their supports, furthering our numbers advantage, and now the enemy Cloak and Dagger ulted, but a little bit too late, and since they don't have the numbers, they're not going to be able to get as much value out of it.
It's the grand finale. Final 10 seconds.
Behold that child!
Just the same as you don't want to double support ultimate at the same time, you don't want to use two offensive ultimates to pull out one support ult, but if they don't have a support ult, you definitely want to use two offensive ults to try and ensure that you secure those kills.
I am dog child. Come, my minion.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Okay, this feels good.
Seeing that Magik was ulting, I tried to help shut her down, but I prioritized my survival above all else. I'd rather take a fight with my team than risk staggering myself right now.
Be your best self. I trust you.
Once again, peel first for your supports, then try to dive the enemy.
Just in time. Thanks.
Disappear.
Seeing the Bucky, which is bad news for Magik, I start to back up and play safe, and now that my Strange is here, once he walks in, then I start to go in with him.
Welcome. Come, my minion.
Halfway there. Keep going.
You get a weapon. You get a weapon.
I'll let you do it next time.
And there we secured the win.
1, 2,
I'm still not as confident on Magik as I am on Psylock, but I understood after playing her enough that she serves a certain purpose for me. While I might not be the best at securing kills with her just yet, she is very useful at being able to brawl and survive longer when it comes to holding on defense. So I find myself in these moments on defense, or perhaps even portaling back to try and hold an objective, switching to Magik in order to survive longer so we hold it for longer. And my experience on Captain America taught me how good he is on convoy maps and being able to hold down that objective for longer, but I was also aware of when it was time to switch. And Psylock being an excellent offensive tool that also does a decent job at peeling meant that she was great for offense. There really isn't some sort of trick to rank up faster. I will say though, the one thing that has helped me more than anything has been being able to play more heroes. Because now when my team encounters a certain problem, I feel like I have a tool in my toolbox to be able to solve that problem. And ultimately, that's what learning new heroes is supposed to be. And that's the reason why it's a good idea to have a nice broad hero pool. That being said, you don't want to try and master all of the heroes because of the fact that you can't be good at everyone all at once. So maybe just try and stick to maybe 3 to 6 favorites to help you solve different problems you might encounter. For instance, if you play Psylock but the enemy team picks Loki, it might be good to have Bucky as a second DPS hero that you can play. Or if you play Luna but you're having trouble staying alive to dives, learning Rocket might be a good alternative. And that's a good strategic way to think about it. But for me personally, I just play whatever heroes I think are cool and are fun to play. So do whatever feels right to you. Like I said, there's no secret trick to ranking up quickly, but I will say that having a larger hero pool has helped me immensely. It's also made the game a lot more fun as well. That's all I got for now. I hope you found this helpful. And let me know in the comments if there's any heroes that you've learned that you were surprised that were able to actually help you solve certain problems you've encountered in the game.